fuss and great news, my wig has arrived! Yippee! Right. Here we go. This wig is called a Cinderella wig. Here you go. Cinderella wig. It was colour 19 from the Mona Lisa collection. And I bought it from, please take note of this people, wildcatwigs.com. And this is colour 19. They've called it light strawberry blonde, but I would say it's more of the honey blonde that I want for Cinderella. I wanted to go with the more dark honey blonde that they portrayed her in the film. So, there we go. Now, me being me, I wanted a more fancy Cinderella wig, and I have done so many weeks of practicing trying to curl synthetic hair using various methods: boiling water, hairspray, curling tongs. Nothing seemed to really work, so I'm cheating. And I bought this banana clip extension thing with curls already set in, which you'll see later what I'm going to do with it. And again, it's from Mona Lisa, it's colour 19. There we go. This is what it looks like on the inside. This whole thing opens out. It's got grips here to go into your hair. There we go. First of all, I am sectioning off a section of hair from the side here, starting from about here, so this piece going back here. So I've just sectioned that off like so, and the same for the other side. Right, the next thing I did after watching a few videos is kind of this French twist idea. So I got the hair and just twisted it. Now this took me about 2 hours to do. It was a real pain trying to keep the hair tight with only one pair of hands. I kept getting lots of slackness here and it just kept looking a mess. But after a few attempts I managed to keep it nice and tight. So basically, I don't know if you can see here, there's some grips holding it. And then I carried on to the top, twisting the hair around and pinning it down to the top of the head, to the end here. Like so. Next thing I want to do is sort out these side bits, which I'm going to first brush upwards and place that way. I have now combed and pulled this section of hair over. I pulled it round here and all the way around the top to around here, and tucked it in here with a grip. I should do the same for the other side. Okay, the next thing to do is to get your hairpiece, that big giant claw thing I had, and I gripped it into the hair really tight. You can just see the edges of it here. And then eventually I started pinning the curls up one by one, starting at the top and then working all the way down, just pinning them in random places, making sure it looks neat as I go along, until we got to the bottom here. like so. Just turn the other side over till we get to the other side. So basically just start from the top, just pin, pin, pin. There are probably about 50 hair grips in this now, you can just see them in places. Well, pin them all down. Give you a quick view. There we go. That's how to take a shortcut, by the way. Using one tutorial I found. It said to cut out a strip of fabric that's twice the width of your headband and long enough to go out the end. So I've made a strip of fabric here. This measures 41 centimetres long by 5 centimetres wide. The idea being that you fold it over the top of the headband and then you stick it underneath, so it's got to be wide enough. Next up, you need a glue gun. Now to save explaining it all, I'll just show you the tutorial aid. I'd like to give some credit here to this lady called Beth Croker, is it? Titled Covering Headband. This is a tutorial that I'm using, so just to save me explaining it all when she's done a marvellous job herself of explaining. This is the one I used. Next, I've decorated the headband using Swarovski crystals. These are size 4mm, which I think were a little bit big, but they were quite nice anyway. And I had a little idea just to do fancy C's for Cinderella all around the headband. And when I got to the top, I did a big C the other way round. Next, I bought these fancy shank buttons off eBay. They're a size 20mm, about 2 centimetres. What I'm going to do is cut the backs off. It's just going to be too wobbly and fiddly to sew on. And as there's the convenient gaps between the crystals, well, if I got some silver thread, I could sew around the crystals then in between the gaps. And then they will just be placed on the end of the headbands like so. I'll be back in a minute. And here is my completed headband and wig.